Motherhood Incorporated proudly presents Military Mom Talk Radio live on TogiNet.com. Co-hosted by Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, the owner of Motherhood Incorporated. Military Mom Talk Radio is here with a powerful platform for women to discuss their ideas, issues, and concerns with respect to the military lifestyle. Military Mom Talk Radio encourages you to share your experiences of being a military wife and mother. This show is dedicated to educating your family about the many resources that are available in both the public and private sector. And we'll be sharing helpful information from women all over the world. We'll cover everything military, from helping a family member cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, to navigating government programs dealing with family issues, to the struggles of deployment, along with being a working mother both in and out of the home. This is Military Mom Talk Radio, and here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we've got a jam-packed show today. We're going to bring you Marcella Stretch from PODS, Parents of Deployed Service Members, and then we're going to visit with Dr. Joseph Gallenberger. We're going to talk about mindset, and this is really cool, you guys, because one of the big things that we deal with in the military community is continual change, and I've had great success with this man's stuff and using his systems. I have not been paid to endorse them. I'm just sharing with you something that worked for me. So, Rob, I just wanted to put that on the table right out, right out there for everybody.
There's always something new and always something to learn. And, you never know until you try. So I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you've got some great information for us today, Rob, I hear.
Well, I have a couple of things. First of all, many councils across the country, Girl Scout councils, are selling Girl Scout cookies right now. And one of the biggest things that is new for many councils this year is that girls are able to share their store, an online store, with customers, and customers can purchase online. And this is very sort of earth-shattering for us. We've never been able to do transactions online before. So this being a very, very exciting year for both bakers. We have 2 bakers across the country who are licensed to sell Girl Scout cookies. Both bakers have the capacity now to offer their products on a digital platform. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because many people that are very excited about the ability to do this may not realize that there is an opportunity for customers to purchase cookies online for the military. And just about every council does have a military charity that they either donate to or sponsor. So when you get that invitation by email or get that invitation from a little girl, please ask them for their Gift of Caring charity, and most likely it will be a military source. So you can do that online, and both bakers have the ability to have a less expensive handling fee if you're donating to the Gift of Charity. So that might be the right option for some customers. Or ask a little girl that comes to your door or calls you up or sends you an email and ask her about her military contributions. So I wanted to include that.
Excellent.
Have you been asked yet out there?
Oh, I have. I'm just going to say I don't buy the cookies anymore because I have zero self-control. So I just make a donation and I have them sent right to the troops because there's just no way, Rob, especially the tag-alongs or whatever those are. Yes. I forget what they are. They're the little, and the thin mints, and it's just, oh God. And the thing is, the boxes, I could knock one of those back in a day.
It's very easy to. And there again, this is why I'm bringing it up, because many people don't want to have the temptation. They don't want to have the extra indulgence, but it is a wonderful opportunity to bring a little bit of home to a lot of the servicemen and women who are overseas. So I know our council last year donated over 12,000 packages of cookies just in our little council alone. And I don't know the stat nationwide, but whether they're going out to deploy or whether they're coming home from deployment, there's usually a box of cookies on their bus seat. So I think that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I love that. And I love that, you can still participate. You can still, make the girls happy by buying a box. And I mean, seriously, what is it for a box? I mean, when you look at making donations to charities,
Mm-hmm.
most of them start at $25. If you want to make a donation, start at $25. Well, what's a box? $4, something like that?
They average $4. Every council has the levity to put their own price point. The new Toffee-tastic this year, at least in the Little Brownie Baker councils, there is a gluten-free cookie this year, which is brand new, and the gluten-frees often will retail for a little bit higher. So anywhere between 4 and 5. But your point, case in point, is that that's a pretty inexpensive way to make a contribution. So.
Absolutely. And you know what your money's going for. You know what it's being used for. You know what the people are getting, your recipient is getting, like the pajama program. I love to buy pajamas for the pajama program because there's no street value. No fat executive's going to fly first class to New York City on your dime. I mean, it's those type of things that I'm concerned about. So like when I buy a box of cookies, I like to know it's going right to the troops because they need it a lot more than I do.
Right, absolutely. The other quick thing, and I know you've got something, Sandra, to share, but we have a listener who we haven't chatted with in quite a while out on Cape Cod, and I'm sure that they're getting hammered just like we are right now. We're in the midst of a snowstorm. Sally Kronberg is starting up a Patriots Day quilt-along, and she's looking for people to help do blocks for this quilt that they're putting together, and they're calling it Quilts Heal Too. So we may have her on in the near future to talk a little bit more about this, but I wanted to put her email out there if anybody is a quilter and wants to take part in this. She's been doing an awful lot in her area for the veterans hospitals, and her initiatives have been really very, very well received. So go to Sally, Sally, Kronberg, Kromberg @hotmail.com. And she does have a little newsletter she would love to share with you called Sally's Quilting Corner. And if you want more information on how to take part in the Patriots Day Quilt-along, just get in touch with Sally.
Absolutely. Well, the only thing I had to share today is I wanted to talk a little bit about my results with Dr. Gallenberger stuff and be real clear about what I did. I simply just got a hold of his meditation CD. And, for those of you that aren't familiar, with these things, it's not any like witch voodoo thing. He plays a little music. He talks you through it. And what it did was it allowed me to bring my stress level down a lot and focus on what I needed to focus and take some chances and things like that. So, I wanted to bring that to everybody because it's inexpensive, because it's something that, you don't need anything other than, I think you can download the audio file. It's not like you need a lot of money to reap the benefits. You don't have to do a lot. You just sit and listen. I mean, how easy is that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because you know me, if it's easy, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Oh, but the thing is that's wonderful to be able to explore and open your mind to something that might not be, I don't want to say within your comfort zone, because that's not quite what I mean. I mean, something that you haven't tried before. It's just like some of the supplements. My husband hadn't been taking specific supplements before. And all of a sudden, by taking certain herbal, alternative medicine kinds of things, all of a sudden it has helped. And one would not have thought of that before, especially coming from a very traditional clinical physician's household. So.
Well, and, for me, as a single mom with 2 kids, raising them on my own, I'm always looking for alternatives where I don't have to drive to the doctor. I don't have to pay for blood tests. I don't have to do all these things. But though, as a follow-up for last week's show, I did go and get my blood test done. And I'll get the results today from Doctor's Nutrition, when we had Doctor's Nutrition on.
Last week, sure.
Yeah, because my insurance didn't cover my insurance didn't cover all this stuff. So for me to have to come out of pocket, for $79 to get all this done and then have a treatment plan, and I can take that to my GP. I'll find out this afternoon, if I need any medications covered. But there's all these little alternatives that don't have to break the bank, because
Right.
when you are suffering from your health and something's wrong and you're limited to what your health insurance will cover, it's frustrating. So I always like to bring things like Dr. Gallenberger's products, because for whatever $15 for the CD, it's given me a lot of peace, much more than any anti-anxiety medication I've taken in my life.
Yeah, definitely. And there again, will you start with the least invasive and move to the more serious stuff more than likely. And I love the fact that there are multiple ways to participate. It's not just going to a program. It might be listening to his home study course, or following along with a workbook of sorts, because he does have published books, and there's a handbook that goes with them, I believe. So we'll certainly learn an awful lot more about that. You just recently discovered his program, Sam?
Yeah, it came through one of my other radio shows. I got a copy of the book to review for one of my other radio shows, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. And then, it came with a CD, because, I fall asleep a lot of times while I'm reading at night. I'm just tired.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, so it was like when I popped this little bad boy in my old-fashioned CD player, and I thought, well, this is interesting, and I put my headphones on, and I was like, wow, I feel a lot better, and I slept good, and then all these things started happening so that I could be more effective in my day. So, I just thought that's kind of neat to bring him on.
Absolutely. Looking forward to meeting him. And I do know he has been a clinical psychologist for over 30 years. So certainly he has transcended with many philosophies, I'm sure. And given that, it appears that he certainly would have had the time to explore many other options, and therefore has delivered the best practice that he has found. So we're looking forward to meeting Dr. Joe Gallenberger, and I'm so sorry. We're going to have him. His website is called Sync Creation, SYNCCREATION. Right here after the break.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
I am not the woman I used to be. I'm free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet. This is your chance, ladies, to hear stories of hope and healing from someone who's been there. Someone who has fought back from the horrors of incest. Minister Diane's innocence was stolen from her in the land of alcoholism and mental illness, which led to her being emotionally, physically, and sexually abused by her parents. Yet in spite of this trauma, she has gone on to become a successful wife, mother, registered nurse, and minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm not the woman I used to be. I'm Free is a straight-up show to enlighten you and to lighten your load. Do not let the weight of this world or the things that have happened to you control your life. For more on the show and Diane and her book, The Story of Me, email her directly from her show page here on TogiNet. Then, join us for I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be. I'm Free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com.
It's time to uncover the inspired team leader within you. Overcome the challenges of hidden agendas and miscommunications that create stress and a lack of productivity. Project management expert Norm Prevost and connection expert Heather Hansen O'Neill will provide you with a consistent infusion of inspiration and team strategies. In addition, your hosts will invite knowledgeable leaders to inject different viewpoints, situations, and solutions for an all-encompassing perspective on achieving winning team performance. Spend 1 hour each Friday transforming your mindset and increasing your skills. The Inspired Team Leader Show, your path to innovative ideas and action items you can implement today to create a more productive team and feel amazing in your role. The Inspired Team Leader Show, heard every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on ABRN, the All Business Radio Network.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and a statue of liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd. And as promised, we are here today with Dr. Gallenberger, and his site is Syncreation. That's got 2 C's in it, SYNCCREATION.com. And I got to meet Dr. Gallenberger on one of my other shows, my sister show, Powered Up Talk Radio, and as a result got copies of his CDs. And, you know, when you go to his site, like when I first went to the site and I saw, oh my God, Syncreation, A Course in Manifestation, $695, I just fell over the seat. I'm like, there is no way. But then I look down and I see, you know, his books and his CDs retail at a price that most military families can afford. You know, you're looking at, you know, $17 for a CD. And I wanted to put that right out there, that I didn't get paid for any endorsement, neither has Rob, to do this. This is simply because of the success that I've had with his, especially with his Abundance Waterfall CD and his Liquid Luck CD. I haven't done the manifesting one, and I haven't done the Partners Meditation. I hope to try those soon, but I've had really good results with these CDs, and because I'm busy and a little bit lazy, the idea that I could just sit down and listen to this, Rob, was so fantastic.
We want to make it for you, Sandra.
We want, right. Everything is just for me. And I want you also to know that when I had Dr. Gallenberger on my Powered Up show, we got 50,000 downloads in the first month. So I know that this stuff is good and that you guys are looking for it. So I'm really thrilled to bring Dr. Gallenberger to the military community today, because I think it can do a lot to help anxiety. I know his stuff is about abundance and luck and things like that, but I can tell you it'll ratchet back that anxiety that we all have as moms, and especially as military moms with all the changes. So I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Gallenberger. Welcome to the show, Dr. Gallenberger.
Hi, how are you doing today? I hear it's kind of snowy where somebody is, huh?
Yep, Sandra's in California and I am in New Hampshire. And yes, indeedy, we are having another foot or so of snow on top of the 2 feet of snow we had not quite a week ago.
Well, I was raised up there, so I remember that, and I frankly don't miss it.
I know. The older I get, the more I'm thinking I am crazy to stay up here. But I have to say, after a snowfall, the freshest air in the world is right outside my door. So I got to love that.
That's true, and there's a stillness that's wonderful, particularly if the power goes out.
Yes. Knock on wood. If you don't hear from me for a few seconds, you'll know my power zapped.
Well, we'll just know you did the Abundance Waterfall, and it made an abundance of snowfall.
There.
Yeah, abundant snowfall.
So, Dr. Gallenberger, for the people who are just meeting you today, I would love for you to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about why you created these products that I'm just the biggest fan of. I think I've made that clear in 2 segments now. How come you created these things? What was your desire for all of us to take away from these?
Well, actually, I had a brother more than 20 years ago commit suicide. And he was a wonderful person, very responsible. He was ex-military. He was responsible. He was honest. He was hardworking, and he just couldn't get it together. I think feeling not worthy, if you will. of all the goodness that could come to him and from the universe. So I was looking at how people manifest reality and felt like it's not enough to just be a good person. You need to feel deserving, and also you need to cut down, as you mentioned, all the fear that can be there when you've been out of work or you've been under stress. So I looked for ways that would rapidly reduce the anxiety, expand the energy of the heart, put people in a positive frame of mind, so they could manifest from there some really nice positive things. And I started with complicated long things, but wanted to distill it down to a 30-minute exercise, and that's where Liquid Luck first came and Abundance Waterfall came from.
Well, and they're great. I do them. I've become like, the Dr. Gallenberger groupie, because whenever I start feeling stressed or things seem to spiral down, like my kids will get sick, then I get sick, then I get tired, and then I'm not as productive as at work, and then I might have some stressful thing with my ex-husband coming in. And it's like the first thing I do is I reach for one of these things. I'm like, ooh, I need to balance my brain, because it does seem to do something to me that antidepressants or anti-anxiety, the stuff I've taken over the years to help me through life, doesn't work as well as this simple CD. And to me, it's magical.
Well, medicine sometimes is necessary, but these exercises have something called binaural beat, and it's a way to bring the brain into balance very quickly, left and right brain, and then soften the ego, mind, and all the worry, and bring the heart energy in. And so within usually 5-10 minutes, people are relaxing. So the Liquid Luck CD was put out to basically imagine later on having gone through the meditation and be able to have an incredibly lucky day. And we've had people, I guess this week somebody called, they'd won $1,500 in a lottery ticket, and then $4,500 a couple days later. One lady out of work for a few years found herself with 4 job interviews the same week. And so it works for that, but what I was surprised was how many people are using it quite often just because it makes them feel so good. And that's a real pleasure to me to hear that, because when you start the day with a smile, and everybody is likely to smile at you, and you have a much better day.
Well, and everything seems to fall into place, Dr. G. It's like I do it before bedtime. It'll be like 10:30 at night, and I'll just put the kids down, and then I think about, oh my God, how am I going to pay these bills? I need a new car. What am I going to? Go bananas.
Uh-huh.
And then I choose sometimes I'll choose, and it's funny because I'll choose Liquid Luck for certain days and Abundance Waterfall on other days, and I don't know yet why I choose the different ones. That when I figure it out, I'll tell you why one of them speaks to me more, for whatever's going on in my life. But what it does is it allows me to have a really restful night's sleep. And then when I get up in the morning, I feel like, okay, I can do this. And I get my kids off to school. I'm shot out of a cannon in the morning. And so, before 9 o'clock, I do more than most people do all day. But then when I sit down to work, I feel energized. And there's a line I think it's in the Liquid Luck thing that says you'll have like the judgment to make good judgments and then take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you. I didn't realize how many opportunities were given to me in the day that because I was tired, frustrated, depressed, stressed out, anxious, that I didn't take advantage of. And it, like your thing, puts me in that right state to take advantage of the opportunities that are there that I was completely missing.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad it's working well for you. It sounds like you're using it just like we intended. We hoped that it really can change that stress set point. I've raised 3 daughters, and I know how that getting people to school can be. So I'm really pleased to hear you've been using it, and it's been working well for you.
Dr. Gallenberger, I'd like to ask for those who, and for me, for those who may not quite understand manifestation, and I will preface that question with years ago when I was going through cancer, one of the most powerful books that I had read was, and I believe is somewhat of a manifestation philosophy, in that the book was talking to you, telling you to envision the cancer cells as being little warriors that were trying to attack you. And you put your brain into this warrior mode that you are going to fend off these little cancer cells. And somehow the little visual of having this little battle going on, yes, I needed the chemo. Yes, I needed the radiation, but I also needed the power of the mind, and I needed the brain to kick in to accelerate whatever physiologically was happening. And is that somewhat what manifestation boils down to?
Yes, we use the word manifestation mainly to mean to create your dreams, to create the reality you would like to have. Sometimes if your energy is really good and, it's, boy, I'd like to have a good time on my movie night tonight or something, it's pretty easy. Other times when, the doctor's giving you a biopsy and says you're going to know the results on Monday, it's natural to worry. And the first thing we need to do is kick out the fear. On my desk, there's a sign that says, "Fear is expensive, love is priceless, choose wisely." So the dragon we're fighting usually is fear. And once we get the fear down, then we can employ the great power of our own minds to image things that will be helpful in the area of healing, in the area of relationship, financial abundance, career, numbers of things. They've done it as positive and correct. And they've even done studies showing that people, they took pictures of women on their graduation from high school, and the folks that had a genuine smile had better health over the next 4 to 30 years than folks that had a fake smile during their graduation pictures. So liquid luck and those things interweaves the power of being happy, feeling grateful, feeling abundant, feeling compassionate to others, bringing in the feelings of love, and as well as feeling good fortune. And it's a funny culture we have. Hard work is more celebrated than luck, if you will. So the title Liquid Luck is kind of fun because some people say, "Oh, he was just lucky." That's an insult. We would rather do it by hard work. And as you can see, if you can be aware of the opportunities that present each day and the people you meet and things, you can go through the day with some hard work, but with some luck as well, and have a much less more stress-free day.
We're talking today with Dr. Joe Gallenberger, a clinical psychologist and the author of Liquid Luck, among other things in programs, and we're going to learn more about his program, his vision for getting us all on the right track after this break.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Mark Lipinski is coming to TogiNet. It's Creative Mojo with Mark Lipinski, a live 2-hour show Wednesday afternoon starting at 3, 2 Central on TogiNet.com. Creative Mojo. It's fun, entertaining, informative, inspirational, and illuminating. Lipinski has worked on such shows as Oprah, The View, The Joan Rivers Show, and Ricky Lake. He's busy, but he's got the drive to share with Creative Mojo, dedicated to the modern crafter and crafting lifestyle. Dive into the info and enjoy everything from celebs to entertainment news to recipes, quilting and needlework, knitting, painting, woodworking, Christmas crafts, and so much more. This show boldly encourages you to discover and harness your own creative spirit by living creatively every day. For more on Mark and the show, check out marklipinski.com. Don't miss the fun. It's Creative Mojo with Mark Lipinski, Wednesday afternoon starting at 3, 2 Central on TogiNet.com.
This is the TogiNet Radio Network, radio with a cutting edge.
The Woohoo Radio Radio Network presents the Diva Download with Tracy and Tasha. If you think Diva is all about attitude and drama, think again. The Diva Download is the premier online radio program where girls of all ages, shapes, sizes, and colors get together to redefine what it means to be a diva so that all girls can discover their inner diva and develop a healthy sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Being a true diva means you're diverse, involved, value-driven, and active. That's today's diva. If you want to celebrate the girl in your life through education, encouragement, empowerment, and entertainment, join us every week on Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and celebrate the essence of being a girl. Only here on the Woohoo Radio Network.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sail at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we're about halfway through the show. For those of you who missed the first half of the show, we're visiting with Dr. Joseph Gallenberger. You can find out more about him at his website, Syncreation, SYNCCREATION.com, just like it sounds. I'd also like to thank our listeners because we had a whopping 2,879,229 downloads last month, Rob, which is just like bananas off the wall. I mean, it's just so crazy. We do have over 250 hours of family-friendly programming for the military. All of it's available at iTunes under Military Mom Talk Radio. You can go to Global Broadcasting Network station, toginet.com, TOGINET.com, or our Military Mom Talk Radio.com website. All of them carry our shows. Plus, we found out that we're being picked up by all these different podcast companies. So depending on where you're listening from today, we are Military Mom Talk Radio. I want to talk to Dr. Gallenberger because you said something earlier on in the episode about love is free, and what was fear?
I said that fear is expensive, love is priceless. Choose wisely. Okay. That's right, what so I try to remember, so I have it as a sign on my wall.
Okay, well, I'm going to add this. I'm going to say for military mom, I'm going to say for military personnel that anger is expensive and love is free. Because I think as part of the military community, we have we work a lot on fear. You know, fear is healthy. Fear will help you make good decisions, blah, 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 blah. But one of the things that I think costs so many of our families in the military, Dr. G, is anger. You know, we've got anger at moving. We've got anger at deployment. We've got anger at redeployment. We've got anger coming home. There's a lot of powerlessness by choice. By signing up in the military, you agree to turn your life and your family's life over. And, you know, let's not even get to the point of post-traumatic stress, after combat. But anger is expensive. And I had a lot of anger with respect to my own life, with my divorce and things like that, and some of these things that have happened to me, not by my own choice. And when you bring the anxiety level down, you also brought my anger level down, and it brought it down to a way where I could process it a lot better than the way I was stuck before. So I'd like to talk a little bit. I know your liquid luck and everything is about, manifestation and abundance, waterfall, but I'd like to talk a little bit about anger and how your products have helped me. And how does anger relate to like anxiety and brain balancing? Because I think that is what a lot of military families suffer with today.
Sure. Actually, I would even put anger as a variant of fear. It's when it's sort of like a multi-headed dragon. Fear can show up as confusion, anxiety, dread, but also things like anger. Like if somebody cuts you off in traffic, the first thing you do is you get angry. But the reason you did is because you thought they might hurt you, by having an accident. So we feel anger when we feel threat or frustration. And you mentioned control. That's a big one. So that, it's I signed up for something, but I didn't sign up for this kind of a feeling. And so, yes, we need to bring that anger down for several reasons. One, if you're feeling victim, it's very hard to feel powerful as a powerful creator of your own reality and being able to see those opportunities that might come. So it's important to express and have loved ones that understand. So you're not trying to suppress something, but you express the anger and then you let it go pretty quickly and move into, okay, fool me twice, shame on me, what do I do now?
So when I listened to the CDs and it brought brought my anxiety, like I stopped doing that ruminating where I'd be like up in the middle of the night, like I'd wake up at 2:00, like, and then I would think about all that I had to do, and then I'd get angry, or anger part of it. When you balance your brain, can you talk me through a little bit about like what does that mean to like in layman's terms?
Okay, well, there's a system in our brains that's in all mammals, so you can actually use this hemisync or binaural beat technology for dogs and cats in shelters. They do it, and there's less barking, less disease, less aggression. They use this with milk cattle and racehorses, so anybody that's got two hemispheres, mammals. And what happens is by putting one tone in one ear and one in the other, this is in the background underneath all the pleasant things you hear, the brain will go into the balance between the two tones. So if I put 104 cycles in one ear and 100 in the other, brain will go into 4-cycle rhythm. 4 cycles is associated in brain rhythm with sleep. So if you wanted to have a deep rest and go to sleep and you have that kind of rhythm in there, it could help even when you're very agitated. I mentioned my brother's suicide. When I found out the news of that, I had to call my parents and the rest of the family members, and so I was pretty hot, if you will. And I laid down with one of these hemisync exercises with the binaural beat and was able to calm down within 15 minutes or so and began to feel some spiritual consolation, some peace that really carried through even the funeral. So it can be quite powerful. It doesn't make you do anything, but if you want to relax or if you want to be creative or what have you, these things that help your brain get into the brainwave state where those things occur more easily are very helpful. Does that help a little bit?
That does, because I was really curious going, because I'm the world's greatest test monkey. It's like if it's, going to promise results, I'll try it. And I got to be honest, when I first got your stuff, I thought, this little CD is really going to make a difference. But I thought, you know what, I'll give it my best shot. And I did it for about 7 or 8 days straight. And then I took a break for a couple of days. And then I was like, ooh, I missed that feeling, like that feeling good, that feeling restful and the restful sleep. And so, I came back I started with Abundance Waterfall, and then I switched to Liquid Luck, and then I was doing them alternately. Then I was trying to figure out, which one feels better. And now it's weird because I go to my little CD container and I open up the one and I pick the one intuitively that my body needs. And it's just really a wonderful gift you've given me unexpectedly. And I just wanted to share that with people today for any of you that are suffering with really, really stressful environments, which is probably 95% of the military family, that there is an alternative that you can try, that you don't have to get a prescription. You don't have to deal with a daily medication. I actually enjoy it. And I have my own little ritual, Dr. G, now where I make a hot bath. I've ruined like 3 headsets, by the way, by using my headphones in the bathtub.
Yes.
But, it's one of those things where it's like I can deep condition my hair. I can soak in the hot water. I can just relax for a few minutes and then put this thing in my head where I used to that bath time used to be filled with worry and stress and planning. And I share that with the listeners to kind of give them a what it looks like, feels like, because I'm a big one to model after success. Rob, you had a question?
Not so much a question, but I was just going to say one of the two of the products that are listed on Dr. Gallenberger's website is Manifesting with Hemi Sync. And just so that people are understanding what we're saying, it's HEMI-SYNC. And this Manifesting with Hemi Sync must give a lot more clarity to what you're talking about, as well as I also wanted to mention the partners meditation, and especially once somebody does have time together before a deployment, I'm sure this must be something that really gets you into a better frame of mind before, and probably a relief when they come home.
The partners meditation was when we're looking at manifesting, we want to be in the highest, finest, open-hearted energy as we can. And relationships are often the place where we get energy and also that are challenging to us, a conflict with mother-in-law or boss or what have you. And even people who, of course, are married over time, particularly in stressful situations, they begin to have friction between each other. And so this is designed so that you see the other person in their highest and finest, yourself in the highest and finest, and you really move into deep appreciation for the relationship and what it can be doing for you. And you can listen to it with your partner, or if they're on the other side of the world or would never get caught dead doing this kind of thing, you can do it alone and still often see the relationship transform in terms of the tensions that were in the relationship. And that's good for that general building of great energy for manifesting. So that's why it was designed the way it was, but it can be very healing.
Interesting, and very, very interesting. Now, when someone is to purchase either your books or your CDs, give us just a little scenario, and I know the segment's going to come to a close fairly soon. I'm assuming this is not a read from start to finish kind of thing. I'm sure that there must be sort of sessions or building blocks, if you will, to any of these experiences.
Yeah, so the Liquid Luck book has why it's important, say, to generate happiness, and then exercises how to do it, and then moves on to another thing. The books are available on Amazon and downloads and all of that. The CDs are available on my website, but also the website's the only place to get the CDs at this point. You can get them download or a physical CD. Yeah. And if people are having trouble with syncreation.com as a word, Liquid Luck, the book title, liquidluckbook.com will take you there too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Dr. Joseph Gallenberger, and I'm so sorry I say that twice because I know a gentleman named Joe Gallagher, and I keep saying it, and I do apologize.
No problem. I've been called much worse.
We are so appreciative of your time, and we're so appreciative of you to bringing all of this to light because, as Sandra was saying, there is so much in what you're bringing to us, and we appreciate this opportunity. So thank you so very much.
Thank you from me to you for the opportunity to be on air, and I have a special place for all the sacrifices of the military. It's more profound than most people know.
Oh, thank you so much. On the other side of this break, Marcella Stretch from Parents of Deployed Service Members.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Homeschooling? Have questions? Get your pen and paper ready. It's the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Fridays at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com. After a handsome blue-eyed Texan fell in love with Vivian at the Victoria Station in London, she found herself at DFW Airport with a tiny suitcase and a snazzy little duffel bag. Well, 25 years later, she is now happily married to that blue-eyed cowboy. They have 4 grown children ages 24 to 18 who became willing guinea pigs when she unwittingly stumbled upon the world of homeschooling. Wildflower Academy flourished for 15 years. They survived and thrived, and you can too. Vivian will be covering a wide range of issues that face homeschoolers. What do you do with kids in the summer? How to set up your one-room schoolhouse? How obedience is paramount? And what to do with those snakes? Plus, you'll be sharing ideas and insights that she gleaned from other homeschoolers. So join us for an engaging hour with a sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Friday afternoons at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com.
This is the TogiNet Radio Network, radio with a cutting edge. This is God in Country, the collision of faith and politics, hosted by nationally known speaker, Reverend Dr. Sean Michael Greener. Not your typical Rev. Dr. Sean is a proud military veteran, former law enforcement officer, and founder of the internationally regarded Executive Protection Team. Dr. Sean holds a bachelor's degree in biblical counseling and master's and doctorate degrees in theology, and is currently pursuing a doctorate in ministry with a Hebrew worldview focus. Through his counseling, elite life coaching, and national speaking, this ninja pastor tells it like it is. This series is biblically and politically engaged with the pedal to the metal. Join host and author of the acclaimed yet controversial book, Excellence Killed the Church, How Mediocrity is Destroying America, Dr. Sean Michael Greener. Every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this radio network.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and a statue of liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we visited with Dr. Joseph Gallenberger, and yeah, I guess liquidluckbook.com is a lot easier to spell than Syncreation.
Yeah. Yeah, how interesting. And I'm so glad that you were able to be a testimonial.
Absolutely. I just, think it's great. Whenever I find something, I try to share it with everybody because it's just great.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Absolutely.
great. So do we have Marcella Stretch with us?
Yes, I believe we do. Yay.
Oh, hey, Marcella. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Welcome back.
How are you all doing today?
Excellent. Excellent. So for those of listeners who don't know who you are, fantastic Marcella Stretch of PODS, Parents of Deployed Service Member, why don't you give us a quick 411?
Okay, my name is Marcella Stretch, and I am a military mom. I'm a military mom of 3, and I have 2 sons that have deployed in the past. So I started a group called Parents of Deployed Service Members, and the short name is PODS. And what we do is we're a 24-hour Facebook support group. That's the short version.
So that's the short version. Okay, so how people find you on Facebook? It's a join. You got to sign up to join. It's no big deal. And then, do you have any rules or regulations about people who are in your program?
Yes, we ask that only parents, grandparents, godparents, aunts, and uncles of a deployed or soon-to-deploy service member to join. We do not allow spouses or girlfriends or significant others to join our group because we want to keep it on a parent level. And also we ask that parents, if your son or daughter is just starting basic training, and we ask that you wait until you know that they will be starting a deployment soon before you join. That way you will not feel out of place, with a group of parents talking about deployment.
Good. Go ahead, Rob.
I was going to say, and you have grown rather exponentially in membership. That's phenomenal, and it just shows how many people are finding the support that you're offering. How many now?
We're at 2,100, but that number fluctuates a lot, up and down. I'm going to say we serviced over 3,000 parents since we started in 2009.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a difference in the parents? Are you seeing people who are seeing more multiple deployments? What changes have you seen over the last, couple years, if any?
The only changes I see is that the parents that are going through what we call the multiple deployments, they are very resourceful and helpful to our new parents. At first all of us were new. Now we have new ones, and we have what we want to call alumni, and we have, the rookies. So everybody is there to help each other, which makes it a more balanced group.
Plus, you say rookies, but you know what? I bet every deployment it has something different or something new or something that you didn't expect.
Yes, that is true. And the new ones are able to help us or give us information that we didn't have before. So that's the excellent part about being in the group, is everybody learns from each other, and we're there to help each other, every day.
I know you're still the birthday wishes are still very popular. Well, you might want to share that in case people who haven't heard of you before may want to take part in that.
Yes, we have two projects that we do. One project that we do, and we do this one all year round, and that is called our birthday project. It's Birthday Brigade. What we do is we mail out birthday cards to any deployed service member, and we send those cards maybe a week or 2 weeks prior to the birthday. So that way that soldier or that service member will know that they're receiving support from all over the United States. So the cards are mailed from everywhere in the United States.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes. And the project that we're doing now, Robin and Sandra, is the Valentine care packages. That's coming up
important.
very, very soon. So, matter of fact, I'm mailing my package this Saturday, if not before. And what we do is we send out Valentine Day care packages to any deployed service member, and they, a lot of the parents or different volunteers, they have their children or their family members to help decorate the boxes with the Valentine theme, and we just send them on their way.
I don't know if we've ever asked you this before, but do you ever accept donations to help you offset that postage?
No, we don't.
So you do.
Each person that does this, they're doing it, from their own home. To their own home. And from us having so many members, members would take one or two names and just take care of it themselves.
I see. So do you provide, and I do know this, but I want to say, you provide this address for people, and then they can launch their letter or card or package from there. Is that right?
That's correct, yes. I do maintain the list of deployed troops, and I distribute that list to whoever would like to volunteer to send a package to anyone, or a letter, or a card. Because some parents do some volunteers just send letters. Yeah.
It was one of the most, meaningful things that I did when I was younger was to communicate with a troop. And it just, and long after he was out, he and his wife stayed in touch with me. After I graduated from college, I got a card from him and just thought that was wonderful. So it's amazing what kind of friendships blossom from this kind of relationship, one that you may never, ever meet in person.
Okay, yeah. And the good thing about it is sometimes we do receive thank you cards. We're not expecting a thank you card, but when the parent does receive one, they'll post it and post it. Oh, I received a thank you card from a soldier or from a service member all the way from wherever they're deployed, which is very wonderful to get. When I do receive them, I save mine and put them in little scrapbooks.
It's fascinating, and I'm sure that you kind of faded out just a tad there. When your son came back, did he communicate with you how he felt when he got all of those cards from people?
Yes, he did, and he also received your card as well. And he said he received so many cards that people on his base thought he was the most popular person on the base.
Oh, gosh, that's really
wonderful. He must know everybody. So he said he received so many cards that it took him a good while to even read all of them. But he did thank me, let me know to thank everyone for sending him the cards. And I would say he received over 500 birthday cards.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's really great. What's some of the most impactful, something that kind of maybe has taken you aback as far as feedback when you hear of people? What's something that really struck you as an aha moment, like, yeah, this is really, really worth all the work that I've done?
To know that all the parents that are in the group, when I get the feedback, because sometimes I ask myself, give me your feedback, give me your honest feedback. And their feedback is, this group has been a blessing to me. This is the best group I've ever been in. This group is exactly what I needed. Oh, I'm glad you all are here for me. So to hear the gratefulness and the gratitude from the members is the best thing that ever happened.
Mm. It's so powerful, the networking that goes on. I just know it, seeing the comments that go back and forth. Sandra, you see them too. The stream is just amazing. And there's somebody right there any time of day or night.
Oh, I love that. I love that you can make a post and, people will support you. People will talk to you. I mean, it's a really active group. It's not, something where you put a post and then 3 days later, you hear something. You put a post up, man, and there's like 25 people at the ready to give you advice, information, or sometimes it's just support and compassion and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, just a hug,
Just a hug. Yeah, like a virtual hug.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
I want to notice that there's people on too in the middle of the night when worry and stress is the worst. That's what I liked. It's one thing to get on Facebook in the morning at 10 o'clock and there's a whole bunch of, other moms there to support you. It's another thing to post at 2 a.m. in the morning and see the comments come in because there's other people up worried and stressed just like you, and you guys can just hang out together. It's really comforting.
Yes, it is. But sometimes I do what I call a middle of the night roll call, just to see who's out there, and and it's nice to get the feedback.
That's true. Just a couple of minutes before the end of the show, Marcella, do you have a goal for this year?
Our goal is to reach more parents than what we've been reaching, and to make other parents aware that PODS is out there for them. And all they have to do is go on Facebook and type in Parents of Deployed Service Members, and we'll come up, and we'll be there for them at any day or time.
Absolutely wonderful. You are a remarkable lady, and thank you for all that you're doing. But thank you to your sons. Your family has certainly served quite a number of deployments. So you certainly are speaking right from the heart, Marcella.
Yes, I am. And it just really warms my heart to know that people are benefiting from the group.
Yeah, definitely. Marcella Stretch, we encourage everybody to go to their Facebook account and search for Parents of Deployed Service Members. It's a private group, so you need to let Marcella know you'd like to be a part of it, and she will qualify you and have you be a part of this magnificent network. Thanks, Marcella.
Thank you all, and have a great day.
Take care. And our thanks also to Dr. Joseph Gallenberger. His website, Sync Creation, SYNCCREATION.com, is who we spoke with earlier today, and you'll definitely want to check that out and look at his CDs, his books, and programs. Sandra, it's another hour. You take care.
Great.
Have a good week.
Sounds good. All right. See you next week. Bye.
See you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.